SACS now with the ball. Lance Statler carrying it strongly forward, met by some robust Wynberg defence. SACS contesting there for the ball. Slow ruck ball here. Lucky Glepu plays it out to James Brewer, the captain. Carries strongly. SACS want a quick ruck ball here. Lucky Glepu passes it out to Chad van der Loo, the centre, running across field. He goes to ground.
It's good defense by Wynberg at the moment.
Lucky back out to Liam Larkin. Back out to Lucky Glepu again, who nudges one ahead for the wing. Unfortunately goes directly into touch. Maybe not the right option there by Lucky. Maybe should have kept that ball in hand there, Ishmael.
Yeah, maybe. Even Stevens at the moment. We've gone about 10-15 minutes into the game, and not much given by both sides at this moment.
Wynberg had a great chance there, 5 metres out from the SACS line out. They chose to just throw to 2, and SACS blew them into touch. Maybe not the best call just to jump at 2 and set them more.
Absolutely. I mean, they've got to make sure their options are correct, especially when you only get minimal chances in the game. It's great contesting by Wynberg.
SACS have this now. It's Cameron Lawrenson thrust forward there for pick and drive. Lucky Glepu weighing up his options here at 9. It's a slow ruck ball.
Very slow ball at the moment.
Looking now for Larkin, who looks up at the vital moment. No, he's hung on to that one. He carries. Are the cleaners there? They are. Glepu now out to Hayes, who gives the ball out the back to Van der Loo, who's brilliantly tackled by Wynberg. Opposite number.
Yeah.
SACS fighting for this one. Certainly Wynberg showing some pluck in defence here. They're not going to let this one go easily. Here comes Larkin again, running across the field. Well tackled by Wynberg again. Glepu gets it out to Halverson. Runs sideways. Unfortunately, SACS need to be running a little bit straighter here in that space. They're dragging themselves sideways, which is costing them a little bit. Glepu now flat to the big carry. Here comes James Brewer, the captain, going for the line. Held up just short. SACS need to just show some composure here. Glepu gives it to Tom Robinson, who goes for the line. Tom Robinson, the number 6 flank.
Being held up by the Wynberg defence, holding quite strong there.
Wynberg doing well to hold him up. This is going to be a held up ball, and I think it's going to be a scrum down to Wynberg. Actually, the refs ruled a held up, so SACS maybe a little bit lucky there.
I think they were over the try line, and he sort of gave the advantage to the attacking team. It's good attack by SACS. Obviously penetrating the Wynberg defence. Wynberg defence not holding too strong after wave of defence from SACS.
SACS now with a golden opportunity, a midfield scrum 5 metres from the Wynberg try line. This is danger for Wynberg. If they can keep SACS out here, it'll really give them some confidence.
You've got options both sides here. I mean, you can go left and right. This is gold ball to attack with. Lucky, obviously, he's got the wand in his hand, and he can do whatever he wants. He can pick and choose, whichever way he wants to go.
Look for Geordie Hop, the big number 13, coming back on a switch play with the fly off, perhaps. Look, perhaps even using Lucky as an option off the 8s to create an extra man on the right hand side. Let's see what the SACS boys can muster up here. Glepu gets the signal from the referee now and feeds the ball. He's put it in skew. That's a lifeline there for Wynberg. Skew put in there by Lucky Glepu. Some refs are strict on that ish and some aren't.
Depends on the ref on the day.
It's a bit of a lottery. Yeah. Lucky being incurring the referee's wrath there on that occasion.
Not so lucky today, eh?
Not so lucky. The referee, the linesman gives the put into SACS correctly, as it was a free kick. SACS set up a 5-man line out here, looking to set up, get into their phase play now and put pressure on the Wynberg defence.
Beautiful ball.
Scrappy though by SACS. They won the ball beautifully, but then made a bit of a hash of it after that. Lucky Glepu out now to David Hayes. Static in the midfield there. Larkin needs to run onto that ball a little bit harder perhaps. Lucky now gives it out to David Hayes, who throws a lovely wide pass to Zolani. Lovely hands to Halverson down the left. Halverson, can he finish? He stands up the fullback. Great tackle by the Wynberg fullback there. Labib Kanamai. That's outstanding defensive work. He's probably outweighed by about 40 kilograms there.
Try saving tackle. Absolutely beautiful. Went a bit high, but did the job.
He's a very canny player, Labib Kanama. I've been impressed with him all the way through from his under 15, under 16 days there. He knows how to bring down a big man. He's got all the tricks in his bag on attack and on defense.
He's the one line, and it's a great attacking opportunity for SACS.
SACS coaches will desperately want some points here for all the territory. SACS been camping in Wynberg's half here but have nothing to show for it.
Beautiful ball.
Yeah, they go now. They've set their maul. Can they get it going? Wynberg defending it nicely, but SACS about to get going again.
Good formation.
What have the ref decided? Yeah, SACS is still moving forward. Has he said use it yet? Not yet. The ball still moving. This is dangerous for Wynberg. They're there now. And what's happened?
Sacked. Oh, it's turnover.
Nice defense by Wynberg there. They caught Lucky Glepu at the back of that maul and potentially turned that one over. Oh, that's unlucky by Wynberg. Outstanding defense. Hard to see what happened there. Ish. SACS maybe off their feet at the breakdown.
Yeah, SACS did. Wynberg's off their feet. The counter ruck was good, but I think they came in a bit from the side as well as losing the bind on their feet. So, referee having a word with the Wynberg boys just to make sure that the discipline is spot on.
No doubt SACS will kick this one for the corner again, and they will need to convert some sort of points, get some points on the board here for all this territory. Keep saying it when you're playing in a Premier League match like this, a derby, a classic clash. Despite the fact that SACS are coming in your favourites, it's by no means a foregone conclusion. You need to respect the opposition, and you need to make sure when you get in the right areas that you actually collect some points. As you can see there, he's made a mess of that penalty, and now Wynberg breathes another sigh of relief. You would have that never would have happened in your day-ish when you were fly for SACS.
Safety first, Nick. Even if it's 5 meters, 10 meters out, that's all that your forwards want, I mean, with the likes of Lawrenson and Brewer as options in your lineup, you can maul all day with these guys.
Yeah, there was absolutely no need to kick that one dead. Nevertheless, Wynberg kick off. It's a high kick. Brewer's under it. Brewer takes it nicely. Not a very good chase there by Wynberg for some reason.
Very poorly contested.
And SACS now thrust forward with their big forwards. Glepu now looking to dig out the ball. He plays it out to Hayes. Hayes now again
very lateral, yeah.
But Larkin's got away again. You cannot, if you take your eyes off him for 1 second, he seems to bumble out of contact and keep going. Here comes now the tight head prop, Duncan Ferguson moving forward. Glepu switches play nicely. Here comes Abrams. Abrams with a little show and go. He presents the ball now. Glepu plays left to Hawthornden, who looks like he's full of running today, the number 8. He places the ball. Wynberg contesting for that wall. Now Brewer with a nice strong run. SACS have some large forwards, and they're using them now to thrust and get some momentum. Here comes Lance Statler. A poor pass there by Glepu, but here's Duncan Ferguson into the middle.
Very, very well recovered there.
All the play here by SACS at the moment. Out the back play to Van der Loo, beautifully read by the Wynberg number 11 there.
Lucky running the show, just making all the play off Lucky, and the forwards are just running holes into the Wynberg defence.
Wynberg certainly not going to die wondering here. They're going to commit themselves to every tackle, playing for their badge, playing for the pride of the school. Always going to be competitive. I've never met a Wynberg side to lay down. SACS now moving up the right. They just need to show some composure. Here comes Glepu sniping for the touchline.
It's great ball security by SACS. They've gone for about 10, 12 phases, and they're just plugging away and making sure that the Wynberg defense is cracking, and it's cracking very slowly.
There is a penalty advantage to SACS here. So let's see if they can capitalize here. Hayes out to Lance Statler. The hooker is well tackled, low and hard. Wynberg on that ball. Lawrenson again to Brewer. A little bit of basketball going on here. Need to be more direct. Geordie Hop, the center. He placed the ball. Here comes Larkin in close contact. SACS need to show a bit more imagination here. Out to Brewer again for the umpteenth time, and here comes Ferguson, a tight head prop. Wynberg going to be able to hold out SACS. This is relentless. Here comes Glepu with a little inside play, lovely play. And Abrams puts the ball down. A lovely little Gregan pass. Hello, George Gregan. SACS first points on the board.
Yeah, it's relentless attack from SACS. I mean, it's continuous wave after wave, and Lucky having the ball to play with, and absolutely no threat from the Wynberg defense. So it's absolutely well done by him playing that inside ball to number 15.
which I've been coaching those two players since they were about 14 years old, and I've seen many times them practice that Gregan pass up on the Spencer Smith at about 5:30 at night, just before supper, Rosedale dinner, and finally this season they've got to be able to do it with, in a game for the first team. That's not the first time they've scored with that particular play, but it's lovely to see something that you work on so many hours on the training ground actually come right in a game.
I think it's also just reward for the continuous attack. I mean, we've gone 20 minutes into the game and SACS have duly in front at 7 points to 0. Wynberg had their chances, unfortunately never converted them.
Geordie Hop there adding the extras. SACS leading 7-0. Just 21 minutes gone in the first half. SACS will now look to take this kick-off cleanly and effect a decent exit. Something that has maybe plagued them a little bit this season has been their kick-off receipt. So let's see if they can call this one early and make a go of it.
The size of these boys is unbelievable. I mean, SACS have really impressed in terms of their physicality.
Deep kick-off here to Liam Larkin, who makes a hash of it and drops it forward.
It's great pressure.
Very nice kick chase by Sia there, the number 11 there for Wynberg. Made a great hit on Larkin there, but he took his eyes off it.
Yep.
And
line out to Wynberg.
The line out goes to Wynberg, and Wynberg setting a 5-man line out. No doubt we'll see a maul. If I know Wynberg, you're probably going to see a maul, but I'm hoping not. I'm hoping there's some nice runners in the midfield. Hopefully they play off the top, but no. It's the maul again. And here they go. They've peeled off there.
Slow ball once again. Not the best ball to attack with once again. SACS transgressing and penalty advantage to Wynberg. Wynberg's got to use this advantage. They've got the penalty advantage, so got to show a little bit of imagination.
Offside ref.
Calls for offside. I think the ref will just come back for the penalty.
A little bit too easy there, Wynberg. Very predictable. SACS have got some big men in the midfield there. They're just hitting them and holding them up. They're going to have to show a little bit more in attack, a few more running lines.
Yeah, a little bit more deception, from their runners. It's just very lateral, very direct. Just need some guys running off the ball, giving options to your decision makers and your ball carriers.
Wynberg now kick for touch. I think they're going to have to come up with a little more than just a simple 2 or 4 ball and a maul. But let's see. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve here. I've seen a little trick play to the front where the prop swivels and gives it back to the scrum half for a try before by Wynberg. Let's see if they do something similar.
Oh, support is a bit late there.
Yeah, here they go. They've managed to peel round.
Once again, advantage, taking the man in the air. It's very slow ball. Very easy to defend. So they've got to generate very much quicker ball in order to make sure that this defense is manipulated.
Yeah.
Goes blind. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for the card.
Oh, well, that's a big moment in the game. The captain and one of the main maul stoppers is yellow carded. This is a gilt-edged chance now for Wynberg.
Yeah.
If they can win this ball here and put pressure on the SACS line out with a maul, they could get to 7-all again, which is very much against the run of play. But that's how rugby works. Got to take your chances.
Wynberg's got to make sure that they take advantage. It's 14 to 15 men at the moment. Very cynical play by the SACS captain. And let's hope and see it's probably going to be another maul again, Nick.
I would say so. It's a simple play to 2, and there's that little front play. Very clever by Wynberg. SACS defend it though. They fan out. They come around the fringes. Not a wise move there by Wynberg. I think they've been held up. Yeah. Oh, that's SACS maybe a little bit unlucky there. That ball wasn't on the ground. Nevertheless, the ref has ruled that it was a ruck and therefore awarded the attacking side the scrum. Your options here as a 10 if you had this attacking opportunity-ish?
I'll tell 12 to run a short liner and play 13 short, or skip him to the playmaker 15 at the back. you got to get the ball into the guy's hands that makes the magic. And I think Labib Keneme is the one that weaves his wand and makes the magic going in this back line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would try and bring Labib in wherever I could. Maybe a 12 running an outline, a 13 and in, and maybe in between the two of them. That old move.
We've got one of the flankers pulled out of the scrum, and he's in the centre. So this seems to be interesting.
At schoolboy level, you must have the same numbers in the scrum from a box smart point of view. That's why that's 12 with a hard line.
The problem is when the 6 is out, you've got no cleaners there, and unfortunately, exactly.
Yes, that wasn't very clever by Wynberg. They had an extra man out in the back line. As I said, at schoolboy level, you must have the same numbers in the scrum, so their numerical advantage was in the back. So to send a one-off runner into contact with no cleaners was not very clever. Labib Keneme, their best attacking player, I don't think he's touched the ball yet. So I just can't understand that.
He's just been making tackles.
Now, when you got a weapon like that on attack, you would think you'd be bringing him in wherever you could. Maybe that's a strategy to lull SACS into a false sense of security and unleash him later in the game. Who knows?
Well, I think his best position is scrum off. He's got to be close to the ball and he's with the action all the time. I think he's a bit wasted at the back.
100%. SACS player, nice one off the top. There goes David Hayes. Out to Larkin, who bobbles it forward, but nevertheless manages to hang on to it. Glepu now.
Great
he
little
kicks
kick.
it.
Kicks for space.
Yeah, that's a good kick by Lucky Glepu. Very nice.
Kick.
He had some pressure there, but he managed to thread the ball past the man trying to charge him down, and that gets SACS out of their half.
Great vision by Lucky. I mean, he's really showing his composure in terms of his game management, knowing which side of the field to play at, and he's got a good kicking game by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's developed into a fine player. He's scored a lot of tries. He's a good defender in the chip zone. As you say, he varies his play well. He's got a good kicking game. Really, the complete 9.
Great lineup by Wynberg. Oh, very scrappy. Very, very scrappy.
Wynberg doing themselves no favours here when they've had the ball, and both in attack and on defence, they've just given it up very meekly. And they're not putting enough pressure on SACS by going through phase play.
Yeah, it's just too much unforced errors, and that doesn't create any momentum for the Wynberg attack to come into the game.
And that's the thing now. SACS now have an attacking scrum. If they score next and go to 14-0, Wynberg will be staring down the barrel, with another half to come.
It's a great attacking opportunity for SACS. Scrum just outside the 22 of Wynberg's defense, and
2 hawks soaring overhead here at the Memorial Field. Lovely to see a bit of nature here at the rugby.
Flower of Hayes.
SACS now, Lucky Glepu out to David Hayes. David Hayes to Geordie Hop on a simple switch play. He keeps going, stays on his feet, and a lovely offload, but unfortunately
it's a bit loose.
Yeah, loose offload, just needed to go to ground there.
Seems like it's a bit more.
Both teams contesting feverishly for this ball. Who's going to come out on top? The ref has said use it once. Yeah, the ball is there to play.
Wow.
SACS managed to hold up. Geordie Hop there, he cut in nicely. I think he just needed to show a bit more composure there. To throw that one away was probably unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, he did all the hard work by breaking the inside tacklers, and he got SACS over the advantage line. Put a bit of composure maybe, and especially when you're in the attacking zone, building up these phases. The Wynberg defense hasn't been the greatest this season, and I'm sure the coach will get that message onto the players.
The exuberance of youth-ish.
Absolutely.
Try and tell a boy he mustn't offload, he'll immediately offload.
It's what we like to see at schoolboy level.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of accuracy, will make it a bit more pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, that's 100%. Lucky Glepu out to David Hayes. David Hayes at flat ball. They're using Geordie Hop.
Quite a lot in the midfield.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's got good feet. He's very strong. Don't overplay him. Maybe use him as a decoy. Larkin again running laterally and sideways. Just not quite sure if that's the right way to use Larkin. Nevertheless, SACS do manage to win the ball at the breakdown. Here comes Hayes. He throws a wider pass out to Statler, who knocks it out the back here. This is good by SACS.
Great little
play.
offload,
Much better play. Here goes Sutton down the right. Oh, and it's
a great
Labib
tackle by Labib.
Keneme.
It's an excellent tackle once again.
I think they've awarded a penalty to Wynberg. That is outstanding defence by Labib Keneme. He had a big wing up against him, and again that was his moment, and he made it count.
I think maybe they need him to make the cross-cover tackles. That's why he's at the back.
I think he's a guy that can do everything for Wynberg. I'd just like to see him brought into the attack a little bit more. He's been used mainly in defence at the moment, but he can really dazzle, as he did last year in the Wynberg fixture. SACS heavy favourites going into that game, and it was the Labib Kanamaya show that day, and they came out winners, surprising winners. Great send-off to their headmaster Keith Richardson, if I recall.
Goes to one place to the back. Oof,
another
scrappy again.
Ball, but they've won it nevertheless.
Ingahalu cleans up. Kanamaya clears.
Sutton now under this one. He gives it early to Michael Abrams, who floats a wide one out to Lucky Glepu, looking to counter-attack. Lucky straightens. That's good by Lucky Glepu. Good strong carrying. And Zolani Masimbate on the shoulder. Cannot hang on. And now Wynberg looking to counter.
Turnover ball. Wynberg's got the ball. Oh, penalty once again. Discipline from SACS leading them down. That was great vision by Lucky. Identifying that there's a mismatch forward opposite him and just targeting his inside shoulder and making sure that he breaks the line.
Yeah, he did beautifully there. It's just sadly, I mean, his hostel mate there, Zolani Masimbate, they share a room at the boarding house and they've practiced a lot together. They've been through the system together, and it's just a shame there that he didn't hang on to that one, because Lucky did it beautifully, hands through the tackle, a little offload, and Zolani would have had a great run, and it would have been him against Labib again on the last line of defence.
Wynberg on the attack. Great defense by SACS. It's interesting to see what Wynberg used with his balls. Very slow ball at the moment, very static. Dominic attacks the advantage line. Labib's cleaning. Doyle the scrum off. SACS defense holding very, very strong. Very, very slow ball for Wynberg. Good hard press by SACS. Just one-off runners, very one-dimensional, very direct, no deception at all. Very easy to defend, Nick. Little chip over the top. That's great play by SACS.
Michael Abrams hacks that one ahead. Wynberg now can counter. Here he is. Finally, he's got some space in the ball. What can he do?
Oh, steps,
Gets his man and a little offload. Very nice play there. Wynberg slowly opening up. David Hayes strips it. Very nice by the fly. Free ball now. What can SACS do? Here comes Liam Larkin again. Manages to hold off a defender. Klepu's got it now and sees the space again. And here goes Lucky with another great kick.
Labib cleans up.
Labib's there. He's got a step on him. What can he do? Up, and he beats his man.
Jeez.
As expected. He could beat his man in an inch of space on the touchline. Very seldom does he not beat his man along a touchline. Wynberg, though, it's like watching the Springboks under Heineke in his final year before he got fired. One-off runners, not much imagination at all. SACS with 14 men, actually, and let's not forget, eating them up fairly easily. It would be nice to see a little bit more from them in attack-ish. David Hayes now with a left foot, looking to send this miles. Oh, it's not a great strike there. He's kept that one in.
Oh, great inside ball. Kanamaya jinking, weaving his way through. Magic. Absolutely brilliant. Kenny. Oh, steps Lucky. This guy is absolutely brilliant. Picked up by Ingahalu. Balls available. Quick balls needed by Wynberg. Penalty advantage to Wynberg. What can they do with this ball? They've got the ball. There's about a minute left before halftime. It's important that Wynberg, they have to capitalize on the momentum that they have. It's got to take a quick tap at the moment. I mean, the momentum is with Wynberg at the moment.
David Hayes making. He had the angle. The one thing he didn't need to do there was kick it. Was mistouch and kick it to the danger man in the Wynberg side. What should have happened there? Make his touch at halfway and contest the Wynberg lineup. Nevertheless, he's made the mistake, and SACS now under pressure. Small things in rugby.
Yeah, it looks like Wynberg's going for poles just to get some points on the board. Not sure that the score's a fair reflection of that first half. I think SACS dominated most of that first half in terms of their ball carries, in terms of position and territory. So it'd be good to see Wynberg on the scoreboard and maybe get that 3 points and make sure that they go into the halftime with something on the board.
I think Wynberg coaches will be absolutely thrilled to turn at halftime 7-3. SACS making most of the play in that half, just not being able to cross the line. 7-3, it's still anybody's game. He won of the game, so let's see what he can do. Unfortunately for Wynberg, he makes a bit of a mess of that. Maybe too many calf raises there before he kicked. Might have in the Wynberg number 3 prop. It's Isaacs has been sent to the sin bin for some sort of indiscretion. I don't know if you picked it up. Something must have happened on the far side. He's ruled a shoulder charge with no arms, probably late as well. He must have done that to Abrams as he kicked up and under.
Yeah. It's unfortunate to lose the players just before halftime, so they're initially going to be starting the second half with 14 men. And I think SACS will look to dominate and make sure they capitalize on that extra man.
SACS will. That's a great kick by Abrams. SACS will get the line out under the new rules, even if that was full time. Under the new rules, you can set your line out. So this is one final opportunity now for SACS to get some points on the board. They really need to. They've by no means. Thing is what's happening on the scoreboard.
It's a good line out maul by SACS. Could counter maul by Wynberg.
SACS now get a little bit of a move on. The referee.
Stolen.
He's pinched it coming through the middle. Now Glepu's got it and passes it out the back to Hayes. Larkin running sideways again for about the umpteenth time.
Hands off.
His schoolmates at SACS absolutely love a big fend. They've been sharing that type of stuff for the whole season. Now it's Geordie Hop who places the ball. Another little inside play, this time to Zolani Masimbate. Wynberg falling for exactly the same play. The little Cregan. This time it's Zolani Masimbate, like his best mate in the hostel. They've been practicing that one since they were under 15 as well. And it's hard to believe that Wynberg can fall for the same thing, but they did. And they're facing a scoreline of 14-0 here if Hop converts.
That's an excellent play by Lucky, just making sure that he's using his options. But it's that forward runners that are giving that deception outside Lucky and making sure that Wynberg fence are standing still, and looking for the options out wide, and just slip that one through Alec Regan and making sure that the fullback gets over the try line.
Once again, a move that SACS or Lucky specifically with his hostel mates have been practicing, since they arrived at SACS in grade 8. And lovely to see it working in a Premier League first team match here on Memorial A. That's what it's all about. Boys having the confidence to execute things and actually having the skill level to execute them as well. Geordie Hop now to add the 2 extras. See what he can do. He bangs it. And the flag stayed down. So that's 12-0 and that's half time. SACS will be relieved, I think, to get some points there. At 7-0, they wouldn't have felt very comfortable, I wouldn't have thought. But nevertheless, they're out to a fairly comfortable lead, and they'll be looking to probably improve in the second half.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the tactics that SACS employs in the second half. I think Wynberg's under the cosh in terms of their defense. I mean, you cannot defend for 80, 70 minutes. And it's important that the ball that they get on attack, they've got to utilize it and make sure that they convert that position into points, and make sure that they're giving their forwards or their players at least something to play for. Yeah,
Wynberg by no means out of this match at 12-0, and they'll turn with a breeze at their backs. So maybe the opportunity for Dom Kutsa to pin SACS into their half, into this right corner. In other words, exactly what Lucky Glepu was trying to do with his right foot. Very difficult to play out of that corner when the wind picks up. So maybe a tactic Wynberg could use to play in the right areas of the field. It's another beautiful day here in Cape Town. We've been blessed by the weather on Saturdays, especially for our home fixtures here at SACS. It's just an absolute pleasure to play, your big rivals in this kind of conditions, on a beautiful, picturesque setting like this. Does it bring back memories from when you were at SACS?
Definitely. The backdrop of Table Mountain in the background, and the fierce rivalry between the two older schools in the country, basically, and it really brings back lots of memories every time I come here. The goosebumps, when the first team runs out onto the field, really it gets a bit emotional at times, But these guys are privileged and honored to be putting on the first team jersey, and you won't regret that these guys will be giving their heart, whether they're playing for Wynberg or they're playing for SACS.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. SACS now, the coach is having some stern words with the SACS boys there in the huddle. You've got Omar Munaim on the left of your picture there. He's actually down from the Sharks visiting his family, and he's got an affinity to SACS, and he's been down this week helping the SACS boys, and he's there, part of the huddle. Lovely to see Andrew Patterson there, also having a few words about the scrum effort. So certainly no lack of intellectual capital in the huddle. Wynberg, I believe, were helped by Gary Gold during the week as well. So it's basically Gary Gold, the boss, versus Omar, the defensive giant, both at the Sharks, and both offering help, assistance to teams that they are kind of affiliated to.
Very privileged and great to see that these guys.
In grade 12, how did you go in your years? Any memories from those fixtures?
Definitely scoring in the corner of this particular field in the last game of the season, in the fourth term of our matric year. Paul Dalport just drawing two defenders and putting me into the gap, into the corner. So this field definitely brings a lot of memories, especially playing against the old foe. We always get when we bump into ex Wynberg. I'm speaking now from a SACS point of view, to ex Wynberg boys players. We always share these memories, and the friendships and the social networks that we built up due to those encounters really speaks beyond words in terms of just the actual playing on the field.
Yeah, my co-commentator Ishmael Dolly, and his partner in crime Paul Dalport, arguably SACS's greatest halfback combination, and went on to represent South Africa after school right up to under 21 level, and real privilege is to be sitting here with you and to catching up and hearing your thoughts on a wonderful fixture here today.
You were a pretty good scrum off in your day as well, Nick.
I was okay, but I don't think I was of the quality of Paul Dalport. Was a bit more of a sort of nuggety, doggish type of a player rather than the finesse of a player like that. But thank you very much. So Wynberg now have come out early from their huddle. They've heard what they need to hear, and now they're going to be focused in for their second half. They're playing with the wind down towards the Cape Town end of the Memorial A. SACS still in the huddle. A lot of talking going on there. They're going to be looking to improve and to sort of stamp their authority on this game in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
I think the SACS forward pack has really laid the foundation for the likes of Lucky, to make sure that he just orchestrates and architects the whole play at the back. The physicality from the captain, Brewer, and Lawrenson, these guys are absolute monsters for schoolboys.
Yes, arguably SACS's biggest pack they've ever had. A huge tight five by Southern Suburb standards, certainly, and a pretty brutish loose trio. So let's see with a line out inside their 22. Lance Stater to feed. Pressure on that line out. SACS have lost that one. This is dangerous now. Wynberg fighting for every little inch at the moment, determined not to concede another point in this half. Here comes the number 8, well met by Lawrenson.
It's knock on Wynberg ball. good attacking position for Wynberg. It's important that they utilize and make sure that they use this opportunity, because they don't have many opportunities that they've converted into points.
Yes, they're contesting. They contested that line out really well, which forced SACS into the knock on there. James Brewer not being able to hang on to that under heavy pressure, and Wynberg now with a very threatening right hand scrum, probably about 5 to 10 meters from the SACS try line. A try here converted would throw the cat amongst the pigeons ish. That will take it to 12-7. Not impossible. The big right wing for Wynberg seems to be leaving the field. So, or no, is that the prop maybe?
Yep.
Jeez,
the
wing and the prop in this team look very similar in terms of size. I imagine they're fairly difficult to tackle front on. Wynberg to feed.
Very simple 1-2. Oh, turnover ball. Once again, I mean, Wynberg, they've got to make sure that they're utilizing the attacking opportunities that they're getting. Very direct in the approach, but not much deception in order for them to convert it into points.
Yeah, great pity there for Wynberg. Although they have still got the scrum, a midfield scrum 5 meters out. SACS had one in the first half. They didn't capitalize. Tom Kutzer now with Kanema lining up directly behind. This is a very dangerous position. You've got to believe that Kanema is involved here somewhere. He's going to sneak in behind one of the centres backs, you would imagine. Here he goes now. 13 running a hard line. There he is. He comes into play.
Oh, what a step. Absolutely brilliant step by Kanema. Wynberg on the attack, on the try line of SACS. That's great ball. Slow ball, very, very slow ball at the moment for Wynberg. It's pick up and drive, very static. Pick up and drive once again. SACS defense holding very strong. Wynberg's got to make sure that they convert this into point. That's a pirouette by the lock from Wynberg. Very, very static. Pick up and slow. It's slow ball at the moment.
Penalty advantage.
Dominic's shows and goes. Gets wrapped up by the SACS defense. Held up. Turnover ball. Referee goes back to the penalty.
Yes, Wynberg's attack not very threatening. You almost believe if they don't score from that very first phase where Kanema is involved, then it's unlikely they're going to score after that. But nevertheless, they have earned a penalty. Be interesting to see if they've got some penalty move here up their sleeve, or whether they're happy just to get the 3 points. They're choosing a scrum. Interesting. But again, it's a very dangerous. Wynberg need a try, and if they're going to get a try, I would argue that it's going to come straight from a set piece like this.
Yeah, you'd feel that they got to get the ball into Kanema's hands, especially with the big blind that they've got. Be interesting to see what they conjure up.
Perhaps they might use him as a decoy here, running right. Although an 8-9 to Kanema here on the blind side would certainly be something I'd look at.
Oof, ball pops out. It's Kanema. What does he do? Steps, weaves his magic. Once again, another high tackle. Could we see another yellow card?
Referee's looking in his pocket.
Yes.
Yep, he's given another yellow.
It's the third yellow card for the day.
Labib slightly in SACS's defence. He is quite a short guy, and he is ducking back inside. So a guy like Halverson, who's about 6 foot and plenty and 104 kilos, quite difficult for him to get down low enough to not high tackle. Nevertheless, it's in the rules. You're not allowed to high tackle, and if you do so and it's repeated, it's a yellow card.
Be interesting to see what Wynberg do here. Do they go for the scrum? Do they go for the line out?
I'd like to think they have some sort of magic play off a line out, maybe some sort of vacuum play where they can peel off the back of a line out into that space. I think if they're just going to throw to 2 or to 4 and try and maul it, then I would say avoid that tactic at all cost. But let's see, maybe there's something that they worked on in the week on the training paddock that can catch SACS unawares here.
It's now or never for Wynberg. I mean, we 7 minutes into the second half and still Wynberg is scoreless. So you've got to ask yourself, is this the opportunity where Wynberg can get themselves some points?
Without a doubt, though, the breeze is picking up in Wynberg's favour here. If they can get a try here, and go to 12-7. Pivotal moment in the game here, Ish.
This is make or break for Wynberg. Great line out. Can they score from this line? Good maul. Good counter maul by SACS. Wynberg still has the ball at the moment. They've got it at the back of the maul. What can they do with it? Ball goes to ground. Labib moves in close by. It's pick up and drive by Wynberg. Pick up and drive. Slow ball once again. SACS defense penalty once again. Advantage to Wynberg. This is a relentless attack, and SACS's indiscretion. Will the referee pull out another yellow card? Another yellow card.
This is not good for SACS at
level,
all.
Eh?
Is that a red card? No, he's given I thought for a moment he was giving a yellow to Brewer again, which would have meant a red. Again, but to throw to number 2, no, it's a different guy. To throw to 2 and just, with no deception and no is not really going to score you a try at this level, I don't think. Let's see though.
Well, they've got an advantage of two players now. So I mean, SACS have got 13 on the field. SACS have got 13 on. So Wynberg's got 2 men advantage. It's interesting to see what options they're using in the lineup.
So what's going to happen here is, I mean, Wynberg should have a full line out, in my opinion. If they shorten the line out, SACS will be able to match them with numbers.
Correct.
And the space will actually be out wide. So let's see if the youngsters can actually work this out. Wynberg now in the driving seat here, and with a 2-man advantage, must score.
Good line out more, going sideways. Slow ball. The ball's available for the Wynberg scrum off. Ball taken in, turnover ball to SACS.
To me, with a 2-man advantage, to just throw the ball to 2 like that in the line out, I mean, that's SACS have a big pack. They've got big, strong boys. They're going to drive you into touch. I'm a little bit disappointed to see that from Wynberg, that they're not showing any more sort of ingenuity than that.
Yeah, it's just the lack of creativity. I mean, it boggles the mind in terms of, simple mathematics.
I think the play there was to set up a full line out. SACS too short. They'd have to bring it back probably into the line out maybe to try and get anywhere close to even numbers, which would open up space, in the back line. These are the things, though, that's difficult for the coaches to get the message in. They're far away here, standing well away from their charges, and at schoolboy level, the boys are a bit inexperienced. They haven't encountered all these various challenges, especially the captains, and it's maybe not, it's not unexpected to not know exactly what to do in these key moments.
It's interesting. I mean, SACS have been pegged in their half for the past 5 minutes, and it was all due to that one little dink by Labib Kennemeyer that put them in that corner, and they've been stuck there for the past 5 minutes. So SACS would want to get out of this situation. That's a great break.
Larkin manages to bust out there. I don't know how he got out of there. It's difficult to see over the crowd along this touchline. SACS have it now. They'll be looking to get out of their half. But they've knocked it on. It seems
it's turnover ball to Wynberg. What can they do with the ball? They've got to get it out wide. Quick ball is the name of the game, Nick. It's just very, very slow, very, very easy to defend in terms of the attack that's presented by Wynberg.
Wynberg seem to be intentionally slowing the ball down, which is bizarre.
Ducking and weaving. Labib Kenneme's got the ball. Looks like he's held up. This could be turnover ball to SACS.
Yep, not much going on there. 2-man advantage. Wynberg will need to score soon. SACS now looking to get out of their half. The scrum could creak a little bit here with 2 men less. We're going to see probably a 6-on-6 scrum down here, unless a backline player comes into the scrum. We'll see what SACS do. I think they dictate the numbers as they'll be putting the ball in the scrum. Let's see what happens. There's a change here for Wynberg.
I think with SACS down to 13 men, this could even the game out a little bit, and maybe an opportunity for Wynberg to get themselves into the game.
Yeah. at 12-0 down with a two-man advantage. As I said earlier, a try would throw the cat amongst the pigeons. You get to 12-7, you receive the kick, Labib kicks it back into that corner, and suddenly it's game on. Yeah. So you can never get too far ahead of yourself in this game of rugby. SACS will need to be wary and need to get out of this half quickly. Klepu feeds, there's no number 8. Or Liam Larkin went into the 8 position wisely. He now carries. His nickname's the Rhino. And you can see why. Klepu now plays it to Abrams. Abrams now looking to find his touch. That's a good strike by Michael Abrams against the wind. Very nice by Michael Abrams.
Some reprieve for SACS after being pegged on their try line for the past five minutes.
Yeah, I would say Wynberg have this put in now. They need to go off the top. They need to get that ball into the midfield and bring some of their star playmakers like Kaname into their game. I really don't think they should be mauling this again. It is a 4-man line-out, so and the scrum off at 9, so we're going to see a ball off the top here, out into the midfield, which is great.
Brilliant.
There it is.
Oof. Scrum off goes wide, plays Labib on the blind side, steps, Jinx, once again Kennemeyer, steps, great tackle by Lucky. Wynberg recycling, got to make sure they utilize his balls. Very slow ball once again, Kennemeyer, scrum off. Slow ball, one of runners, direct, knocks the ball on, turnover ball.
It's sad for Wynberg, they're showing a hell of a lot of character here. They're certainly not giving up. They're fighting for everything, and just sadly for them they just knocked that one on there in contact. And once again, SACS will try and exit their half, which has been an Achilles heel for them this season. And now against a fairly stiff breeze, there's not a massive amount of meters on Michael Abrams or David Hayes' boot. But Lucky Klepu, of course, is the option off 9 as well to kick.
These type of games always brings out the best in crowds. I mean, we've got a full capacity crowd at our disposal here. I mean, both SACS and Wynberg, old boys, strong old boys unions. Really brings out all the best, all the years, reliving the memories of all those years that they were at school. And it's great to see for schoolboy rugby.
Fantastic. And down the road, the big clash there, Rondebosch Bishops as well. Another massive derby there where all their fans and supporters will be out in force. Oh, Lucky Klepu fed that one. SACS guilty of an indiscretion at scrum time and then collapsing there on the tight head side. The referees...
It's been very strict today with regards to that aspect of the play. I mean, at schoolboy level, you're going to have some leniency, you know. I mean,
I think a lot of these refs now, they're contenders. They're looking to progress as referees. They're getting watched closely by someone who's critting them, and there is a danger of over... blowing things, getting too technical, to please the guy watching you. So it's a little bit of a shame. Wynberg now with a big attacking opportunity.
It's now or never for Wynberg. Maul collapsed. What does Wynberg do? Slow ball once again. Loose ball, turnover ball. SACS has the ball in the 22. Lucky gets it, clears.
Oh. Great kick by Lucky Klepu there. Wynberg, the victims of their own downfall there. They had the ball. They're putting SACS under pressure in the right areas of the field, but they're just not keeping it in contact. SACS again breathe a sigh of relief. That was a great kick there by Lucky. Banged it up the right-hand touchline into the wind. There's a bit of debate as to whose ball it is. They've given it to Wynberg. And the men, Halverson's back on the field for SACS. That'll bring some relief to the coaching staff. No coaches want to see their side fighting it out with 13 men on the field. Anything can happen.
Great attack. Inga Halu takes the ball up. He's been one of the strongest ball carriers for Wynberg. Very direct. One-off runners. SACS being manhandling them in the contact situation. And once again, it's a scrappy, slow ball. Scrum off is forced to kick. It's not a bad kick. It's actually a great kick.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying at the halftime break-ish. I know this field well, that when that wind pops in, you pop that into the right corner. Very, very difficult to get out of there. And Wynberg playing this very well tactically at the moment. They're playing in the right area. SACS, I can't remember them being out of their half once this half. So they're doing that part of the game perfectly. It's just about capitalizing on their opportunities. And, you know, on another day, they might have had 7 points by now.
Yeah. It's a great line out by SACS.
SACS now played into midfield, out to Van der Loo. They're looking to run this one. This is exciting. Abrams there with a kick again. He puts it out, and a similar set piece again, but this time Wynberg will be feeding the ball, and SACS will once again be defending.
Seems like we're on rinse and repeat here all the time. It's starting from the same position, getting back into the corner. SACS clears, and we start again at the same position. Yeah,
that is the challenge of playing against the wind. If you're going to not keep the ball in hand, you're not going to get too many meters on your kick. So something's got to give you. SACS are going to look to compete. They do. They get the turnover. Can they do something? Here comes Lucky. Can he open something up here? He places the ball. Good clean out there by SACS. Nice aggressive.
Very cool ball presentation.
Ooh, a wide pass there to Larkin, but he steps inside. Can he open things up here? He's well tackled in the midfield finally. David Hayes now has moved into the scrum half position, and here's Abrams who passes to Lucky. A little chip kick. Oh, it's off the foot, I think. The referee's ruled play on, and correctly. Now it's Labib. He gives it inside.
Swings the ball into Halu. Great. It's great feet. Breaks tackles. It's important that Wynberg secure that ball. Quick balls available. Can Wynberg capitalize? Great inside ball. Good recycling. Inga Halu calls for it. Scrum half takes it in, gets wrapped up by the SACS defense. This is much better by Wynberg. Pick up and drive goes, breaking a few tackles. Ball's been ripped away by
Geordie Hop strips that one in contact, and he's off. He throws another loose pass, gone forward. That is really, really not good play there by Geordie Hop. SACS under the cosh in their own half. They get a turnover, and he promptly throws it away and puts his team under intense pressure. The coaching staff watching the video are going to be fuming when they see that.
It's these small niggles. I mean, these small indiscretions by Wynberg that's costing them. You know, I mean, they're not capitalizing. The unforced errors must be. I mean, so many unforced errors that the Wynberg team has conjured up today, and due to individuals not making sure that they're capitalizing. SACS back to 15 men.
I think if Wynberg had scored and we were in a similar position now and it was 12-7, I think there would be some extremely nervous coaches, SACS supporters now. The mere fact that Wynberg haven't managed to get the points on the board is just the only thing that's maybe keeping them a little bit relaxed at the moment. But as I say, there's plenty of time still. If Wynberg can actually break through and score a try at 12-7 with the wind at their backs, you know, anything can still happen.
Anything is possible, and at the moment, it would be interesting to see the territory stats. Wynberg definitely dominating in terms of territory, maybe possession as well as just the points on the board that SACS have come up trumps.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to remember a time when SACS were actually in the Wynberg half. I would say in this 20 minutes of the second half, I would say probably 90% territory to Wynberg. A bizarre stat, but they do have the wind at their backs, and they do have one or two players with good skill and game management to put them in the right areas. It's just a very dangerous game for SACS to be sitting on a 12-point lead here and playing, you know, well inside their own half. Again, you just never know what can happen. 2 quick tries and you're down 14-12. So the SACS coaches will want their charges to get out of this half using whatever means necessary and play in the right area of the field. Wynberg now with a dangerous attacking set piece. Let's see what they can do. Let's see if Labib Kaname can ignite something and get that elusive try that could throw this game wide open.
Wynberg with a feed. Great scrum by SACS. Turnover ball.
Great scrum. That's the reserve flank. Carl Cole's on it now. Hayes gives it out to Larkin. Can he open up here? He gives it inside to Hop. He must just hang on to the ball in contact now. He does. Hayes now going to 9. They're obviously looking to use Lucky's right boot, so he's in a 10. There is a bit of space. The wing's up here. He hasn't noticed it. Oof. James Brewer, fairly upright in contact, but very big and strong, so he manages to get over the gain line. Larkin again.
Very lateral in his running style, but he always gets over the advantage line.
I think he's just so strong at this level. I wonder though if when he goes up a level, he wants to play professional rugby. You know, if you don't sort those little things out, they do come back to haunt you.
Oof, great.
SACS finally getting a little bit of reward for some phase play there. Wynberg going offside. This will be welcome relief. The coaching staff will just be begging that whoever's kicking this ball, Michael Abrams, finds touch now, so that they can launch an attack from inside Wynberg's half. Abrams does just that with a nice kick. Pinpoint accurate. He pins a Wynberg boy on the head. I'm not sure if Abrams practiced doing that. I hope not. The poor little Wynberg youngster here, he's a bit rattled. He's no doubt going to face 3 weeks after his mother sees that on the replay. 3 weeks of concussion. He'll be out for most of the holidays. Mothers these days hysterical about concussions. Cameron Lawrenson into the midfield. He thrusts forward the big red-headed lock. Klepu now out the back to Chad van der Loo. Breaks forward. He gives it off to Geordie Hop. And out now. It's Michael Abrams now on the ball. Lucky. SACS now in the right area of the field finally. Ferguson now on the ball. He's upright.
Great defense.
Great defense by Wynberg. Klepu switches direction. It's good. SACS a little bit flat here. Wynberg coming up hard. Very nice. Statler carrying the ball strongly. Hayes gets it. A wide pass there. The line speed of Wynberg, very impressive. They're looking to pick off SACS's ball carriers wherever they can. They are offside now. I don't know if the ref's seen it. Larkin's knees on the ground. They must release. And Klepu now plays it out to Brewer again. He always gets over the gain line despite being fairly upright. A little bit of patience now by SACS is all that's needed. Larkin now hits hard and goes for the line.
Wynberg starting to slip off some tackles.
Wynberg defending for their lives here. It's just a matter of time there. He bursts forward and there's Statler. And I think
that's the game, man.
That's the game. I think that Wynberg were hanging in there manfully. Wynberg, I think, lost the game by not getting points in that first 20 minutes with all that territory. SACS getting into the Wynberg half only once and getting potentially 7 points.
Just shows you the class of the SACS side. I mean, they've really transformed and they've had a very, very good season. So it's important. I mean, the key playmakers, you've got your 9s and your 10s, your Luckies, just making sure that they directing play, and once they get into the opposition of, it's points, and that's a sign of a class side. Yeah, Lucky
Klepu varying his play nicely, snapping back at the right time. SACS using their forward runners there. They weren't interested there in moving the ball wide. They used Brewer, they used Larkin over and over again, and Statler, the big number 2 hooker, very aggressive. He knows where the try line is. He put his head down and he went for the line there. So there's nothing pretty there by SACS, but effective nonetheless. This is Test match rugby here. Any Premier League victory over Wynberg is something to be cherished, and SACS probably going for the right option there of fairly low risk rugby, but nevertheless effective rugby. Geordie Hop there strikes that one poorly, but SACS out to a 17-0 lead with 10 minutes to go. Is any chance of a comeback, or do you think that's game, set and match?
Just looking at the body language of the Wynberg boys and the way they performed over the season, I don't think there's any chance of a comeback. What can count in their favour is if they make sure that this next 10 minutes is played with full heart and commitment, and making sure that they end this game with some pride.
I agree with you. The way they walked to take that kick-off was certainly not a side in a hurry to chase a victory.
First error by SACS, scrum to Wynberg.
Coach killer there. You know, you practice your exits, you practice catching kickoffs and getting out of your half, and the boys know the importance of scoring and then getting back into opposition's territory. But there, Larkin, one of the senior players, taking his eyes off the ball for the second time in the game. He dropped one in similar fashion in the first half, and he'll be disappointed in that, and the coaching staff will be fairly disappointed with that as well.
It's Wynberg scrum, Doyle to feed just outside SACS 22. Be interesting to see what Wynberg's attack comes up with. 8 picks up, gives it to 12, gets him good go forward ball. Oh, that's great go forward ball. What does Doyle do? Oh, offside by SACS. Doyle takes it very quickly, spins the ball out wide. Oh, it's a great tackle.
Good try there, very good try there by Wynberg. The scrum half, who was wide awake, took it quickly. I think that's the Wynberg's best chance of scoring a try is speeding up the game, taking quick taps. I think slowing it down and setting up lineouts and all that is not going to go in their favour against a big SACS pack. But they did that beautifully. They moved it into space. Their big left wing, is it Sia? Yes. He bumped off a would-be tackler and placed the ball. He's allowed one movement. He leant forward with his right arm and he pressed the ball over the try line. So really good try there. Great response by Wynberg. Sadly for them, it's maybe come a little bit late. If they had got those points in the first 20 minutes, we would have had a game on our hands. Nevertheless, there's still a fair amount of time left in the game. We've got about 7 minutes to go after this attempted conversion. And stranger things have happened. We've seen UCT come back from the dead, score 3 tries in the last 7 minutes against Pika to win the Varsity Cup. And you never know.
I just think Wynberg's got to open this game up now, and they've just got to play everything very quickly, making sure that they try and get some mismatches out wide and just try and speed up this game with their 9s and 10s. Trying to spread and thin out the SACS defense. Good strike by Dominic, unfortunately just gone out wide. 17-5 with 6-7 minutes remaining.
Yep, 2 converted tries will do the trick-ish. Highly unlikely, but nevertheless not impossible. There's still enough time. We've got 6.5 minutes to go on the clock, and if Wynberg can immediately get into SACS's half and put some pressure, who knows? SACS will be looking to pin Wynberg deep here and not let them out of their half. It's a nice kickoff by Hayes into the right area. Into the sun. Luca Brigham doesn't. And a great tackle by the captain. That was a very, very important moment. Ill discipline there by Wynberg. Is holding the ball, trying to stop SACS from taking a quick throw in.
Not very clever.
What will SACS do? I think the right call at this stage is probably just to kick this one for poles.
Oh, he's gone for the touch.
But they're going for touch. They do back them all. And also they're in the right area of the field, so this will kill some time as well.
Not a bad call. I think maybe slowing it a bit down and getting that maul going could maybe get them a try or two, especially that this Wynberg defense is very, very sapping at the moment.
4-man line out, 4+1 here. They'll maul this as well. It's going to be difficult for Wynberg to defend this now. As SACS get the drive on now. The rest of the SACS forwards should join, but they don't. Here comes Lucky. Gives it off to Liam Larkin. Well tackled and held there by the Wynberg defense. Good thrust forward though. Here comes Lucky. Wynberg under the kosh here. Here comes Lance Statler for his second try. The hooker without his scrum cap this time. No one can stop him near the line. He busts through and SACS will no doubt go to 24 points to 5. Fairly convincing. It all too easy for SACS there. I think nothing special really happening there. Just one-off runners, but just too powerful-ish.
Too powerful, too strong. Second time SACS have landed in the 22, and they've made sure that they've converted it into points.
Geordie Hop there, the kicker, makes it 24, SACS leading 24 points to 5 with about 4 minutes remaining. That truly is game, set and match. Wynberg now playing for some pride. They will be looking to get a morale boosting try to finish the game. SACS again will be looking to get themselves back into Wynberg territory as soon as possible.
Kutzer goes deep.
Larkin on the ball. He's running hard now. The Wynberg guy is going to be looking to tackle him low as they did there. That's the only way to tackle Larkin. Goes out to Hayes, running quite laterally there. Here's Van der Loo with a bit of movement. Back to Hayes. Nice to see, keeping the ball alive. SACS looking to keep it in hand now. Here comes Statler.
Oh.
He always had a great game today, and he was superb against Paul Roos last week. Pity that his mates weren't on him a little quicker, but Lance Statler certainly a guy that I like watching. He's brave, he's tough.
Oh, Kannemeyer.
Brilliant. Oh, there's a bit of magic by Labib Kannemeyer.
Jeez.
There it is, finally. If only we had seen that earlier from a Wynberg point of view. Just electric there. SACS turned their back for 1 second, and Labib's under the stick. SACS certainly in no hurry to restart. Hayes kicks right. SACS now recover. That's Younger Talashi, played for the second team earlier. He's off the bench. Ball out to Brewer, the captain courageous, who certainly had a great game today. He's carried the ball over and over. Lucky with a little dink ahead. Maybe not the right option because he's given it to the danger man.
That ball's got to come quick for Wynberg. There's a mismatch out wide. If they can get this ball out wide, there's massive opportunity for Wynberg. Oh, just the accuracy from Wynberg is letting them down. No composure. It's still on wide. Still on wide. Kannemeyer ducks and dives. It's great defense work by SACS. Still on. Oh, great little inside nudge. Dominic.
Lucky Glepu scoops up a loose ball at the back there. Good play by the scrum half. Some lovely enterprise there by Wynberg, running the ball from deep. Out to Geordie Hop now, coming off the centre. He fends strongly.
This game has certainly opened up.
He's lost the ball in contact as well. Here comes Larkin now. He's going to look to impose himself. Great nuggety tackle there by the Wynberg scrum half. That's how to tackle Larkin, around the ankles.